What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Here for another episode. You show me your shut up and show me your creatures. What's good? What's good? Coming in, come check some reptiles with Brian and Holly. In, come check some reptiles with Brian and Holly. With Brian and Holly. With Brian and Holly. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Wait for my guest. He's my number one viewer right there. What's up, John? Thank you for checking in. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the gifts. You guys are super nice. Today we're gonna get Sky. He is. Sky. He is. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Hey, man. It's an honor to have you here, brother.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
That's your first. That's an honor to have you here, brother.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
That's your first time in the live TikTok?
Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Let me camera on if you could.
Now, how do you get the camera to turn on?
If you tap your picture in the middle, it'll bring up a thing and it'll show you to turn your camera on. You just click the little camera.
All right, there you go.
Perfect.
Brother, thank you, brother.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. It's a pleasure, brother. Hey, I want to ask you so bad. How was your social media after your show with the Fat Mad Nation? Do you see any difference of your?
Oh, my social media after the Fat Man 15 Minutes of Lame thing. Actually, when I first started it, I noticed the social media blew up big time. Like, I went from a couple hundred followers to over 1,000 followers in less than a week. And since the 15 Minutes of Lame has ended, I've steadily have been growing followers daily, at least 2 to 3 followers every day.
Oh, wow.
Like it really has boosted my social media presence big time.
That's awesome, bro. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
You you have a YouTube podcast, right?
Yes. It's called Sky's the Limit. It's on every Saturday night at 8:00 p.m.
It's about what?
It's a reptile breeders podcast. We bring on big time breeders, new breeders. Just go over their business strategies, kind of go over their life, get to know who they are. You know, check out their collection if they're willing to show off their collection and that. You know, just kind of hang out with a bunch of friends, really.
Yeah, that's what this is about, man, for sure.
awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always awesome to sit down and hang out and talk with a bunch of like-minded individuals. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I started doing this. I'm I'm sure a lot of people out there they want to show their collection. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Kind of-
right. Yeah.
It's kind of like you when you're a little kid when you have a bunch of cards of Pokemon or baseball.
Right,
You
right,
be
right, right.
you
Yeah,
be
you gotta collect them all.
you'd be excited to show somebody. What's the point to have day at home? You have nobody to show
Right,
to. You know what I mean? So
right, right.
that's why I started doing this, and I know people do it on YouTube, so that's why I started doing it on TikTok, kind of. And
A little different.
yeah, also this platform brings a lot of people. You know what I mean? So
Right,
gives
right,
more a chance to show a lot of people out there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
every every live TikTok I do, around 300 people stop goes through it. You know what I mean?
right, right. Yeah, yeah. You don't get that many viewers on the YouTube and that. But I noticed with the YouTube, it's a for me, it's a little bit easier to stream onto than the TikTok because I really don't use TikTok too much.
Yeah,
So, like when I came on here, I didn't know how to do this camera, or I'm messaging you throughout the week, like where's going to be the link? Where do I go to? Because
yeah,
I've never done a live off TikTok.
yeah. Everything I know is from this lady and I borrowed my picture, Tammy. She's one of
Hi.
the
Hi.
helpers. Also, Clayton is a big helper out there. I appreciate everything those guys done for me. So,
Oh
no,
yeah.
no,
It, it's always nice to get onto another platform and that where people just don't might not know you as well. So when you offered for me to be on your show, of course I jumped at the
yeah,
opportunity,
man. I
and I
appreciate it.
really appreciate the chance to be on your show, John.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate so much, man. And
Welcome.
do you wanna start and tell a little bit about yourself, what you do on your?
I gotta
Yeah.
stay muted till I get back to the yard.
My name's Brian Gillis. I'm owner of skyhighmorphs. We breed ball pythons. I mainly focus in the lavender, hypo, G stripe, and clowns. I'm working my own little project. I call it the Perfect Storm. It's a 6 gene recessive. I'm doing steps to work towards that. This year I'm making double recessives. Next year I will be making quad hets. So just trying to up my game every year, trying to build onto what I already have and that. So um, that's pretty much what we do here at Sky High Morse. We do try to we are branching out into other species. We're starting to get into corn snakes, hog noses a little bit. We're also thinking about getting into leopard geckos as well. But before we start really locking down those other species, I want to make sure we lock down our ball python projects and get those off the ground and running before we say, oh, well, let's start branching out into 3 or 4 different other species. Um, then, like you said at the beginning of the podcast of your show, I do also do a podcast on YouTube. It's called Sky's the Limit. We bring on big name guests. Like last night, we just had Billy Rose on from Mutation Creation. We also bring on lower name breeders and that to give them their chance to shine. And that, like next week we have Audacious Balls coming on our show. She's a fairly new, I think, on Instagram. She has less than 500 followers. So try to boost her following up, and that because how I see it is, I've been in this breeding industry very very short time. I haven't been doing this very long at all, and for me to get that leg up that Chris Eaton gave me with the 15 minutes of lame, I really want to give that back to the reptile community and to some of these less known breeders by bringing on the big name breeders because I got that little bit of pull from the 15 minutes of lame. So I'm able to bring on these big name breeders and let them their shot, or how should I put it, their spotlight that shines down on my podcast illuminate the newer breeders that I bring on.
For sure. That's exactly what I'm doing the same, brother.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, and that's why I jumped at this opportunity, John, because
Yeah, man. I appreciate it for sure. I'm,
What morphs are you working with? You said you were working for a 6 gene recessive.
I am working clown, VPI xanthic, enhancer, G stripe, hypo, hold on, clown, VPI xanthic, enhancer, Pied, G stripe, and dang what there was another one in there. Um, stripe clown. There's another one. I'm forget. I have it written down somewhere, but
yeah, no worries.
it's a six gene recessive. It's running down the Holy Grail route, and what I want to do is take the Holy Grail, which is the 3 gene. It's the clown, lavender, pied, and mix that with a VPI hypo G stripe.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I'm working with hypo and G stripe,
Okay.
puzzle, albino, clown, pied. Let's see what else. I think that's about it.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Desert Ghost.
See, I prefer to go with the enhancer over the Desert Ghost. I know Desert Ghost and enhancer does almost the exact same thing. I just noticed with the enhancer, it brings out a little bit more of the color than where the Desert Ghost kind of dulls it out.
Right, right. So, do you think that it's the same gene or is it different?
I believe that they're different. Only because actually Billy has a really great video going over the difference between the Desert Ghost and the enhancer genes. But if you look at a adult Desert Ghost to an adult enhancer, the enhancer has more of the creamy yellows to it, where the Desert Ghosts are more dull, almost like a VPI. So I believe that it definitely is a different gene. It just hasn't been proven to be genetically different yet.
Right. Okay. So,
It's this. What would it be called in genetics when two different genes, when put together, do the same thing?
That that's a good question.
So
I,
if you hit a desert ghost with enhancer and you get a question mark, which is it? Is it desert ghost? Is it enhancer? Because that two genes that are supposed to be different genes, but come out with the same outcome when you put them together. To me, it's the
right,
same gene with different expression.
right. And the way Billy has kind of explained it to me when I've talked to him about it, because I kind of asked the same question to him, is he's calling it kind of it's almost like the Krypton and the clown, or the cryptic and the clown. With even though they're not the same gene, they are still compatible. They're allelic. So he believes that the Desert Ghost and the Enhancer are allelic, but they are separate genes. So when you do get a het enhancer to a het DG, you will get something visual, but it's not DG, and it's not enhancer. It's an allelic combination.
so in other words, if it's allelic, it could have a super form, right?
No, I don't believe allelics can have super forms. I believe, like with the clown Krypton, for example, if you have het cryptic to a het cryptic, you're going to get a visual cryptic. Same
Right.
with het clown
Exactly.
to a het clown, you're going to get the visual clown.
Right.
Um, so even though they're on the same genetic wavelength, they are compatible with each other, but they're still not the same gene.
I got you. Okay.
Brian,
Yeah, they're gonna have to come up with a name for it. People cross
Yeah.
the desert ghost and enhancer,
Right, yeah.
enhancer ghost, something of that nature.
Right, and yeah, even Billy hasn't came up with a name for him yet, and that he's just calling them like if you look on Morph Market, you'll see a lot of them, and they'll say enhancer slash DG, and that's just the allelic combination of the two. So it's not either enhancer or DG. It's actually both. And you'll see a lot of that on Morph Market. And yeah, I believe they should come up with a name for it, like the Krypton or there's another one that I do believe it's Black Pastel and
Well, I
Enchi,
ha-
which is a Lilac combination that they don't have a name for either.
right.
Right.
Well, I have a current situation where I did a collab with a buddy, and I have a visual desert ghost, and the snake he has isn't supposed to have anything else, but somehow we basically believe we hit desert ghost. So either one, we got a new gene, or two, somehow his snake was either het desert ghost or het enhancer. But yeah, we ended up with the wild project. Now we got to go through all the hoops and ringers to figure it out.
Right. And with the Desert Ghost gene too, from what Ben Morrow was saying from RGI, it having the different how did he put it? The different markers, because you can have Desert Ghost A, Desert Ghost B, and Desert Ghost C. He's saying that they're all pretty much Desert Ghost, but they're different lines of Desert Ghost that are all compatible with each other. Kind of like the Black Pastel and
Yeah,
the
right.
Barnhart Black Pastel.
Hey, Brian, how many ball pythons do you have in your collection right now?
I have a little over 41.
Oh wow. Do you wanna go ahead and show some of your collection, brother?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me scoot this back a little bit. Um, so I'll start off with something I produced myself last year.
How many clutches do you got last year?
Last year I had 4 clutches.
Oh nice. Oh, that's a beauty, man.
So this is Fire Leopard, Possible Orange Dream Pied. I
Nice.
produced. This was actually one of the first clutches I produced last year.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, dream for sure in there, nice and bright yellow.
He's one of the holdbacks. And then I'll pull out his sister, which she's a yellow belly Enchi leopard. Here, I'll put you back. You go back in there, buddy. Nope.
I agree, Cricket. It is beautiful.
Let me move this out of the way here. Uh, and this is his sister.
Oh wow, they look different as night and day.
And yeah, this one's the yellow belly Enchi leopard.
Oh, nice.
That is beautiful though. Still,
What's your main food source do you use? The rats?
But I use rats. I feed live. I also use frozen thawed on the hatchlings. When I'm trying to sell my babies, I usually try to switch them from live to frozen thawed. I do give AFSs if I have a picky eater that don't want to eat, and that I'll try AFS. If they take that, then I'll try to switch them back over to the rats. Only because I do breed my own rodents, and the AFSs for me take too long for them to grow up to the size I need them to be. So the rats grow a lot quicker, they produce a lot quicker, and when you're trying to feed your collection every 2 weeks, you need those sizes when you need them. So with the AFSs, like I said, they grow a little bit too small for me. Then we'll pull out this one. This is a black pastel bamboo het ultramel boy.
Oh wow.
do you have a morph market where you sell, or are you selling anything right now?
I do have a morph market, but I actually sell 99% of my animals at expos.
Oh, okay.
And right now, I don't have any inventory for sale. I'm waiting for babies to hit the ground. Everything that I had for sale last year, I'm surprised I sold everything out.
That's a nice
Nice.
problem to have, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
What
Eh,
is that? What is that one right there?
This is a black pastel bamboo het ultramel.
Oh wow,
It is nice, man. Really
that
nice.
is nice.
Nice clean belly on them. I
Yeah.
picked this boy up from Glenn Ward over at 419 Morphs. Um, which is a sad thing is I do believe he's
He's selling
either
out,
da-
ain't he?
downsizing or getting out of the business because he's been selling it off a lot of his breeders.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I heard. He's from Ohio, ain't he? 419.
Yeah, yep, 419, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
But you
Where
used
you?
to substrate the
He's
broad.
out of Colorado. You're from
yeah, I'm
Colorado, right?
over in Ohio.
Oh, you're in Ohio?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Where?
We're out in Ohio.
Toledo up north in the northern Ohio, more towards Michigan.
Yeah, I used to work at a rail yard up there.
Okay,
Oh, that's nice.
Oh wow.
I used to haul glass out of a glass place there behind the casino too.
Oh wow.
What is that one?
this one's a mouthful. He is a black pastel NG orange dream lesser hypo het clown.
Black pastel, orange dream, lesser,
Hypo
hypo.
NG. Yep, NG het clown.
Wow.
I picked this boy up from Billy from Mutation Creation.
Oh wow.
Okay, how's that work? He's in Canada. What did it end up costing you to get it over here?
I picked up a breeder group from him for $1,200. And that was shipped. Now it did take a little bit longer than normal because he has shipping dates, so he doesn't ship out like once a week. He ships out once every 3 months, so you do have to wait a little bit. But
Right.
it is worth the wait because when you buy an animal from him, you'll buy it at let's say 150 grams. But by the time you actually get the animal to you, the animal's at 400 grams. So dang, he's done half the work for me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So then,
So did you have to pay import fees or anything like that?
no. He pays all that.
Oh really?
He takes care of the import fees. He takes care of all that. And that's why he'll tell you he won't ship anything to the States unless it's over $1,000. Because if it isn't over $1,000, it's not worth him shipping it. Because he does eat all those import fees. He eats all the tariff taxes and all that for you.
Oh nice. Shit.
So yeah, and then he also offers I think it's a 3 or 6 month guarantee on his animals. So if you do get an animal and something happens or in shipping or something happens a month later and that he will take care of you. So he like Billy from Mutation Creation, he's probably has one of the best customer service models that I've seen in any reptile keeper.
Oh wow.
Oh nice.
Let me pull out.
Quick side note: Tammy here in the chat and I are from Ohio too.
Right, AJ? I heard that.
I know, man.
I'm about to check out his morph market.
And here's
That's nice to know.
one of because I got the breeder group. Here's the female that come in one of the females that came in the breeder group, and she's a fire vanilla clown het hypo 50% het monsoon.
Oh hell yeah.
And I can't wait till either Ben or Charlie gets that monsoon test done so I can have her shed tested for that monsoon. I'm pretty sure he says she has markers. I don't know what to look for in the monsoon markers, but Billy says she has markers, so I'm pretty sure she'll prove out.
Right, right.
So do you do all the shows in Ohio?
I try to, but there is a lot of them in Ohio and a lot of smaller shows. I try to hit up the bigger shows, but lately, I think this season I'm going to do more of the Show Me Reptile shows out in Chicago, the Bloomington ones. I'm going to try to get more out of Ohio and in the states around me, and that just so I can get my name out there a little bit more.
Right.
So.
You need to come to Kansas, brother.
Have you heard of Bell Fountain, Ohio?
What's that?
Bell Fountain.
Okay, yeah.
Have you heard of Bell Fountain, Ohio?
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. You're actually
Well,
not that far away.
I'm currently in Arizona. Nah, about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There you go, Billy.
Now this one.
Tammy here in the chat. She's my wife, and she's in Ohio right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
This is asphalt, double head clown pie.
I need a female like that.
And for being just an asphalt, she has some really like weird patterning.
Yeah.
Like, she has a lot of these floating donuts on her.
Is it
almost looks like hurricane or something.
That's what a couple other people has told me is that it looks like a lot like a trick or a hurricane. Now
Yep.
I don't know because like I said I picked her up as an asphalt double head. I thought maybe the double head influence.
I could see if it was the white on the, but for pied, but I don't. What else did you say she was het with?
She's a double head pied clown. So
Well, could give it a little bit of that,
let's see if I can't get
but
her.
it's all the keyhole. It's not Mojave because Mojave's more of a keyhole, smaller
Right.
type thing. So I'm thinking hurricane the way it looks. Look at the
And if you look here, you can see some of the hooking.
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be a nice one to prove out.
Oh yeah, real nice.
Hey, Jay's a bigger hurricane guy. What do you think, Jay? That could be possible hurricane or what?
Oh yeah, I forgot AJ's big on hurricane.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'll pull her back out.
Brian, how many clutches you looking forward to seeing, man?
This year I am hoping to see about 7 clutches, and then I got 2 or 3 split clutches that I've been doing. With a couple of fellow breeders.
That's awesome.
He said, "Yeah, I don't see it." He thinks it's the double head influence.
That's what I was thinking on it, is that double head influence. Then don't be in shed. Oh, you're going in shed. So he's a little bit darker than, or she's a little bit darker than what she normally is. But this is my Confusion double head clown pie.
Oh, nice. What's up, boss hug?
What's up, boss?
That's awesome.
And she got a nice belly on her.
What is that one?
Confusion double head clown pie.
Nice.
Man.
Now, do you agree with acid and confusion being the same?
I do. I actually do. They do too much of a similar thing not to be the same. It's almost kind of like the gorilla and the genetic blackback. I believe those to be the same as well. And that's also like with the enhancer, like we were talking earlier, with the enhancer and the DG. There's so many of these genes that are double labeled that might be exactly the same.
Right,
Now,
right.
right, and yeah, with the acid and the confusion, they are really too similar to say they're different. But until genetic testing says otherwise, they're two different genes.
Right.
And that, did you guys see that they confirmed that the NOCO special is a gene of its own?
No.
Is
Yeah.
it? How's it different than regular special?
I not 100% sure. I just seen some Ben post something on Instagram about the NOCO special being a gene of its own, which I thought was like, well, ain't NOCO a line of its own? Like NOCO is because that's who found that line of special. So how can it be its own line?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't agree with some of that that stuff like that. It's like
Right.
I think
oh
there should
boy
be some
from
kind of organization that, rules on all that shit because, yeah, people just do what they want and get everything all fucking confused.
like oh boy on from up there near John's Way. Oh gosh, what's his name?
Who, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin McCurley. He's got Lucifer and he's got Odom and he's got this and that kind of genes. And, you look at them and they're almost identical to like fire and vanilla and this and that kind of stuff and
Yep.
everything.
Yep. And there's another one, the Gizmo. They call it Gizmo, Cosmos. It's all the same gene. It. They did it with Trick, Blitz, and Hurricane.
Yep.
I mean, it's
It's because they're
really hard
allowed
in the ball
to
python community to
make a
say
name for
something
themselves.
new. What's that?
Thank you, PMF.
They're trying to make a name for themselves quick and make money quick is what they're doing.
Yeah, and instead of taking the time to actually prove out the new genetics and take that gene that they're trying to prove to be something new and put it to multiple things to see if it's actually doing different things than what something else is doing. And they didn't do that with the Hurricane. They didn't do that with the Blitz. They didn't do that. They just, oh well, I got this. Let's me push out this new name. Now I know there's Fred and AJ from FNA Balls. They're working on a Dinker project, and they're doing it right. All right. They have hinted at they might have a new gene, but they haven't released anything yet, and they've been working on this for quite a while. And they're not going to release anything until they're 100% sure that this is a new gene. And that's what you should be doing when you're working these deeper genes instead of, oh, well, this looks funky, this looks weird. Let me put a new name on it, slap this label on it, throw it out there to the public and call it something new.
Right. When it could be just the same old gene, just look a little better expression of it.
Yeah, exactly. And same with that double head girl that I just pulled out, looks kind of hurricane-ish, but it could be just
Right.
a double influence. I'm
Right.
not going to go throwing that girl out there saying, hey, look, I got this new gene. No, I'm going to, like I said, that's something that would be cool to try to prove out, see what it is. If it is the double head influence making the wacky pattern of it, or is it something new? And that if it is something new, that's something that I'm going to be working on for years. I mean, years before I even have a name for it. Now like my
Right.
project,
Yeah.
my 6 gene recessive project, I know every gene in that project is a proven gene already. So the only reason I call it the perfect storm is because the project don't have a name. Nobody's
Right.
going
Right.
for 6 gene recessives. Everybody's right now is trying to hit the quads. They're trying to hit the triples. They're not going for those 6 genes because they're afraid that by putting too many genes, especially the recessives, into one animal, they're going to get a washed out animal. But if you don't try, how do you know you're going to get that washed out animal? How do you know that you ain't going to hit something out of this world? Look at what
Right.
Leviathan did with the Sunset and the GHI. Brand new combination. Everybody was telling Stephen and Courtney from Leviathan, man, you shouldn't be working Sunset. Sunset's going to go nowhere. It's just a brown snake. It's not no good. And they did that pairing or that split clutch with Shane from Small Town Exotics and fucking hit a banger with the Sunset G. And I'm not
Yeah.
a Sunset fan. I don't care for the G. But they
I
hit
love
a banger,
Sunset.
you know? So it's all about if you don't try, how do you know?
The guy, what's his name? Brock Wagner or whatever like that in Nebraska.
Right.
His Sunset stuff is freaking off the charts.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they would have stopped when everybody said, "Oh well, you're working the wrong gene. It's not going to go nowhere," and everybody was shitting on the Sunset. Excuse my language, but everybody was downing on the Sunset and saying it was a horrible gene. If they would have just stopped and followed the crowd, they wouldn't be having these such amazing animals. You wouldn't be seeing all these amazing Sunset combinations out at Tinley.
Right. Right.
So and that's how I feel with like the perfect storm, like my 6 gene recessive that I'm working. It's everybody, oh well, you're adding hypo into this, you're adding enhancer into a lavender, you're adding into these things into these white and orange snakes already. You're going to get just a white snake. But if you look at there actually on Morph Market, there is a lavender clown VPI, right? Now, if you look at a lavender VPI, it's a white and purple snake. The VPI takes a lot of the oranges out of the lavender. But when you
Right.
add clown back into it, it starts bringing out some real pastel yellows that you really don't see in albino. You don't see in candinos. You don't see in the lavenders. The only place that I've seen these pastel yellows is in this combination. So I want to try to take that to the next step. It's more about exploring different possibilities that hasn't been explored.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's a good way of putting it, for real.
So, Brian, what would be your next gene of ball python you for your collection, man?
What would be the next gene I want to add into my collection? Man, that's a good one. Because at one point I would have said it would be Monsoon, but if this girl proves out to be Monsoon, I might already have that in my collection. But I think a real good one to add into the collection for especially the routes that I'm going would probably be paint. Because I like what paint does in certain combinations, how it brings up the whites up the sides, kind of like calico, but not as strong as calico does. So I think with paint being in the lavender and monsoon and stuff like that, I really think that will be my next recessive or genetic that I would add into my collection.
So, do you think, okay, paint is the recessive and pixel is incomplete dominant?
Yeah.
Do you think that pixel and paint is the same except for the one being recessive and one being incomplete?
I I don't believe them to be the same. But at the same time, I will say the whole recessive and incomplete genome thing that's going on right now is really being and starting to become confusing, because a lot of people are starting to say recessives aren't recessives, that they're just incompletes, and the visual of that recessive is just a super form. And I'll use monsoon for example. A lot of people are saying monsoon is just a incomplete, and the visual monsoon is a super form of it. But if that was the case, how should I put it? If that was the case, wouldn't all recessive then be incomplete?
Right. And see, I don't. I guess what I should have said is not that they're the same, but kind of the same pattern form.
Right.
Same. They do the same. They
Similar.
almost do the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
yeah, you could do the same thing with the paint, kind of with Pixel. If you added, like, let's say Pixel and Calico together, they would do exactly the same thing that paint did.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It just you have to add more genes to the pixel to get it to do what you want it to do.
Right, right.
I agree. I agree. Now, what about calico and sugar? Do you believe that those are the same genes?
I believe those are the same. I do believe
Okay.
those are the same. Same with Shane's Kelly's Calico. He has his own line of Calico. He's calling Calico. I believe they're all the same. And that's like with Butter and Lester.
Right. Right.
I believe them are to be the same genes. They're doing two similar. I haven't seen anything of a sugar or anything of a calico in the same combinations that did different things. So, for example, I've seen a calico banana and I've seen a sugar banana, and they look exactly the same. Now, if there was some kind of difference in them in that combinations, or if they showed some kind of difference in the combinations that they are being put into, I would say they're different, but they're not. They're showing the exact same expressions.
Right.
So, and like I said, that's like the lesser and butter. They're the same gene. They're doing the exact same thing. Banana core glow is another one that I believe is exactly the same gene. And a lot of people will say, well, banana gives more of the black spots, where core glow stays more cleaner. I haven't seen an expression of a banana in another combination that the core glow in the same combination ain't doing. So if they're not doing something at least a tiny bit different in that combination, then they have to be the same.
Right. Right. I agree. So now, with your 6-gene recessive, are you trying to make the
Hey,
visual?
Brian, go do that in the camera, Brian. Brian,
Don't do that in the camera. Yeah.
go do that.
Oh yeah, your thing. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So, are you trying to make the visual out of that?
Yeah, the 6 gene recessive. Yeah, I'm trying to hit the 6 gene visual. I want to first hit the recessive visual, the 6 gene recessive visual, before I start adding codons into it. Only
Right.
because, with me doing the recessives like that, it's already going to be high odds to hit the visual 6 gene.
Right.
If I start adding codons into it now, I'm just lowering my chances of hitting the visuals. So I'm going to wait to add in the codons.
Exactly. Good idea.
Hey, Brian, we got about 15 minutes in the clock. Do you want to show some of more your ball python collection, brother?
Yeah, I can actually show off a couple more animals. Let me go ahead and grab you and no.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
We got
you guys, VPI?
Double recessive. This is the VPI clown.
Nice.
This will be going to my lavender het pie girl next year to make hoping to make the quad hets.
Right.
That thing is beautiful.
That thing is gorgeous. Yeah. Was that's BPI Xantic, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Xantic clown.
Are you working with any mahogany or anything like that? Do you have mahogany or anything?
The closest thing I would have to mahogany would be my Mojave boy. But really, no, I don't have no mahogany or cinnamon.
Yeah, I don't either. I need to get them in my collection.
Brian, where do you get that VPI, man?
I got that from John Woodruff over at Mad River Reptiles. He's actually pretty local here in Ohio. And I know this one looks like a normal, but this is Orange Dream Chocolate Double Het Hypo G Stripe.
Oh, nice.
It is nice. Let's see the tail on that. Oh, yeah. Real nice pattern.
Tammy, what's that guy's name in Ohio? We're going to get 10 off in Lisbon.
That's John Woodruff. And he's Mad River Reptiles.
Dude, that's
combat something. Yeah. Combat constrictors or something like that.
I'm gonna look it up right now, guys.
Yeah, I think it's combat constrictors.
Yeah.
You can look it up though, Tammy, but it's in Lisbon, Ohio.
I'm on it right now.
I just picked up a wholesale lot off him.
Oh,
wow. You're in deep blue. I won't pull you out. I'll pull your brother out.
Hey, Diamond. I'm up to like 62 snakes now, bro.
How many snakes you up to?
62.
62 in a year.
Wow, somebody's been working hard.
This is my first year doing it.
I have been working hard. He just buys them.
He thinks she's the breeder now.
She
is.
She
might have a clutch coming.
We all know she is.
For sure.
She thinks she's got to grab it a banana soul sucker if she put a banana pinstripe to it.
Oh.
She's been raising them. She's been raising them and take care of them for the last year. I've been in Arizona.
Nice. Heck yeah. It's always nice to have
the first
somebody
one I put in her hand.
Now, this year...
The first one I put in her hand a year ago, she cried like a baby. And now she's got 62 of them.
See, they grow fast. They grow fast. And that love for them grows fast. So here we have a triple het hypo G stripe clown.
Nice.
And I have another one exactly like this, but that one's in shed. So I figure I pull this one out. And
I just won a triple het spot nose male off of A&G Reptiles there. They were on John's live a couple weeks ago, and they did a giveaway on Instagram, and I won a spot nose triple het clown, desert ghost, and hypo male.
And I'll show you these guys. I can't pull them out because you'll see why.
Nice.
Oh wow. And she's over there.
That's thick.
Yeah, she's definitely thick. She's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. She makes Maisie look small.
She's a super entry het ultramel. I bred the black pastel bamboo het ultramel to her.
Oh, those ought to be crazy babies right there.
Oh,
so you should get black pastel inchy ultramels, right?
Yep. Or the
Yeah,
black
and
pastel and
bamboo.
etchy is also a lilac.
Yeah.
And here's another girl that should be going for me this year.
Nice.
Do you have ultrasound, Brian?
What's that?
Do you have
Ultrasound?
ultrasound?
Ultrasound.
No, I don't have ultrasounds. I palpate.
Oh wow.
I do 99% of my breeding is all by either the female telling me when they're ready and what they're doing, or by Phil.
When do
I
you
should get an ultrasound because it probably would save me a lot of time and effort with my males. But like I said, usually I keep an eye on my females. When they start side laying and start bull wrapping, I know it's time to throw that male in there. And I've had good success last year. I've had good success this year so far.
Oh, wow.
Every female that I threw a male to is going for me. I'll come over here to my other rack.
okay, now on that, do you pair when they go off food, or how do you do that?
I start pairing when they start side laying.
Side
When,
lane.
when they
Okay.
start side laying, I start throwing a male to them. And then once I see them start bull wrapping, then I'll really throw that male to them. And once they go off of food, they stop getting the male. Come here. Sorry for being so
Are you
close up.
listening to that, Tammy?
Yeah, I am. And the guy that we're getting the wholesale lot off of is Nick Bowen from Combat Creation.
Oh nice.
And there's my lavender double het. She's 100% het pie, 50% het clown. I'm hoping to prove her out the clown this year.
Nice.
But if she doesn't prove out clown, at least I can hit dreamsicles. Because who I paired her to. I paired her to a pastel Mojave triple het boy, 100% het clown, 100% het lavender, 100% het pied. So hopefully for the dreamsicles clutches this year, I'm hoping to prove her out as a clown and hit the Holy Grail. But if I don't, at least I'm guaranteed lavenders. I'm guaranteed pieds as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Good luck with all that. That's awesome.
But
Working with a little bit of lavender albino.
Yeah, I love my lavender albinos. I do love my pieds as well. I really, those were kind of my first clutches, was my pied clutch, and that I didn't expect to hit visuals on my first time around, which really blew my mind, like completely blew my mind on that.
Right.
You know, because I've talked to other breeders and they've been like, oh, well, I've been trying 5 years to hit visual pies. I've been trying 6 years to hit visual recessives. And, you know, I just paired up the pairs and got the eggs, and here's my babies, and came out with some beautiful babies. I'll
Heck
show
yeah.
you the male. And I picked the male up that made the pied clutch from Justin Canova,
nice.
and he's a leopard, enchi, fire, yellow belly, possible orange dream het pie.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Nice. Thank you, John. Thank you.
And actually, when I picked him up from
Gracias.
Justin, and that he was labeled only as a fire yellow belly enchi. When I paired him up to the pie girl, I'm getting pied, I'm getting fire, but I'm like, man, I'm getting leopard out of some of these too. I'm hitting leopard, I'm hitting, you know, fire yellow belly, leopard. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I got a hold of Justin, and sure enough, he's leopard, enchi, fire, yellow belly, possible orange dream. Because then I'm thinking Orange Dream because the pairing that made him from Justin, the mom had Orange Dream on her side, and the dad had Orange Dream on his side.
Oh.
And
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah.
Hey, a T comes out to my live saying the live's gonna end in 5 minutes. I never see that happen before.
That's weird.
So I
Like,
don't
you
know.
know why?
So I don't know if it's gonna shut off automatic or not. I never see that happen before.
I
What's
haven't
it do?
heard of that. It says that his live's gonna end in 5 minutes. I've never heard of that before.
Oh,
Did you
they're
have a
probably.
puzzle piece pop up?
There used to be a puzzle piece, and you had to
Yeah,
match
yeah,
the
yeah.
puzzle. You had to match the puzzle piece for it not
Oh,
to end.
Yeah, yeah. I just
no, you're all right. You're all right.
So, Brian, if this thing ends up anyway, I just wanted you to plug it in whatever you have going on your reptile life. So if you wanna share with us where people can find you, the best way to reach you, and what you
Okay.
have going on.
If you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me at skyhighmorphs on Instagram or Facebook. It's also skyhighmorphs on Morph Market. On YouTube. It's Sky's the Limit Network. Um, and really, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me would be probably message me on Instagram or I'm also on Sky High Morphs on TikTok as well. You can message me there as well, and those are probably the most active places I am.
I gave you a follow. Follow
What
me
days?
back, if you will, please.
What days do you do your podcast on YouTube, Brian?
What's that?
What days do you do your podcast on YouTube?
Okay, the podcasts are on Saturday nights. It's every Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Monday or once a month we do a podcast. It's called Hanging with the Homies, where it's just me and my buddies hanging out, talking. We'll have pop on guests come on. But the rest of the Saturdays throughout the month, we usually have a guest book. I know our next guest is Mike Duvall from Wharf Avenue. Then later on in this year, we have Adam from Proper Royals booked. We have Chris Eaton himself and Paul from Large Marge Morse booked. We also going to have Bob Vu booked. So we have some big names coming on the show.
Oh,
and
nice.
what day is that one?
Bob Vu, I would have to actually look at my listing, but that will be in May. It'll be either May 10th or May 31st. I will have to look at my book.
But that specific, like, you have one on Saturday at 8 p.m. What time's the other one? Okay.
No, it's always Saturday at
Okay,
8
okay.
p.m.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate everything you did, huh?
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on, John. Thank you very much.
And thank you for everybody coming to chat. Check us out. Everybody in the windows, Tammy, Clint, and Brian, NJ, man. I appreciate everything you guys do, huh?
Hey, brother, take care. Thanks for having me
Thanks
on.
for the gift there, Deb. You didn't have to do that, brother.
Thanks,
Nice.
Deb.
Thanks, Deb.
Devs, thank you so much, man. And Brian, have a nice weekend, huh?
Yep, you too, John, and I'll talk to you
nice
later,
to meet
man.
you, man.
Thank
Nice
you,
to
brother.
meet you.
Appreciate it.
Yep, nice meeting
Y'all
you guys
take
too.
care and have a good one.
Yep.
You
Peace
too.
and love, y'all. Peace and love.
Yeah.